Hi everyone, thank you so much for clicking on my channel. I'm doing another client tutorial today. This one is a prom makeup tutorial, and I'm starting off by prepping her skin just by moisturizing using the Cerave Daily Moisturizing lotion. I'm going to give that moisturizer time to soak into the skin, so I'm starting off with the eyes, and I'm priming using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. The color doesn't really matter what you use as long as it's 1 to 2 shades lighter than the client's skin tone. And now I'm setting that concealer mostly just in the crease in the outer V using Makeup Geek's White Lies mixed with Vanilla Bean. And then I'm taking Peach Smoothie and running that through the crease just to act as a transition shade and also to create a little bit of contrast for the taupey colors that I'm going to be using on the lid. So this first eyeshadow that I'm laying down is Samuel from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. And then I'm switching over to the Morphe 35K palette, and I'm mixing kind of an icy blue shade with a more silvery kind of a shimmer. And now I'm going over the top of the lid with the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter in the color Glam Rock. And I'm just placing it on with the applicator and then blending it out with my finger just to make sure that it's evenly distributed over the lid. And then giving that just a couple minutes to dry so that it doesn't transfer to her crease. And then kind of blending over the top of it with those same shimmers that I used from the Morphe 35K palette. For eyeliner, I'm using my Maybelline Eye Studio Gel eyeliner and just creating a thin line and then using a small shader brush to smudge out that line a little bit, give it more of a smoky effect. I'm sorry that the lighting is changing so much in the next few frames here. It was a really cloudy, stormy morning, so we kept losing some of the sunlight. Here I'm just doing the same thing, putting the eyeliner on and then smudging it out. And then quickly curling her lashes. I do this because I feel like it helps to lift the falsies. And now I'm applying a waterproof mascara. This one is the CoverGirl Lash Blast Volume, just on a disposable mascara wand. And then I'm applying the Ardell Demi Wispy lashes. And I'm using just a little handheld fan here to make sure that the glue dries and those lashes aren't going to budge on the inner and outer corners. I'm going to do foundation, concealer, and powder before I finish up her lower lash line. So I'm spraying her face with the Smashbox Primer Water and then going in with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I love using this foundation on clients because A, it's beautiful for photography, it's designed for photography, but B, it's very reactive to whatever products that you use with it. So if you want it to look more glowy, you can use a more glowy primer or setting spray, and if you want it to be more matte, you can use a matte primer, use more powders with it, use a different type of setting spray. I just find that it is very versatile for all the different skin types that I come across with clients. And for concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. I believe this was in the color Sand. And I'm just using this to highlight the center of her face and conceal the dark circles under her eyes. And now I'm setting her face using the RCMA No Color Powder. I just did a very light layer of powder because I wanted her skin to be glowy and very skin-like. Now I'm moving back to the lower lash line and I'm just grabbing that same color that I used as a base on her eyelid, which is Samuel from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette, and then coating her lower lashes with that same waterproof mascara. Now I'm moving on to her brows, and I'm using my BH Studio Pro Ultimate Brow Palette, and I'm just taking the dark brown shade to shape out the tail of her brows, and then I'm grabbing the light brown shade to fill in the front end of her brows. And also when I get to the front, I like to turn my brush so that I get more hair-like strokes in the front of the brow. It just looks a little bit more natural. And now I'm just bronzing up her face. She didn't want a harsh contour. She wanted it to look very natural. And I'm just using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette and just lightly bronzing up the perimeter of her face. For highlighter, I'm using the In-Nude-Endo highlighting palette from Colourpop, and I just mixed the two lightest shades. One of them is a little bit more of a champagne color, and then the other one is a little bit more gold, so I kind of mixed the two together so that the highlight would still pop, but it would still give her a really bronzy effect too. For lips, I'm using the NYX lip liner in the color Peekaboo Neutral, and just lining and filling her lips with that, and then topping it off with the Wet n Wild Megalast lipstick in the color Bare It All. And finally, I'm just using my BH Nude Blush palette and just using a really neutral colored blush to add a little bit more color back into her face. And setting everything with the Smashbox primer water. And this is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I love you all so much, and as always, I hope you have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.